Today on Bizarre Taste, I'm taking you on a delicious journey through time and space to explore one of the world's favorite foods, cheese. Cheese is loved by all. In France, they consume about 57 pounds of cheese a year per person, and Americans eating around 23 pounds a year. Let's face it, cheese is everywhere in all countries and has a spot in everyone's favorite dish. From breakfast to dessert, cheese can be eaten all day and all year round. In the late 13th century, the earliest record of a macaroni and cheese type dish appears. It was called the de la Saunis. Cheese has been here for generations and will remain a staple in homes across the world. Ever wondered how that creamy, tangy goodness comes to life? Let's dive right in. First up, let's rewind the clock a few thousand years. Cheese is believed to have been discovered by sheer accident. Legend has it that ancient travelers stored milk in containers made from animal stomachs, and thanks to the natural enzymes, voila, cheese was born. After generations of livestock breeding and domestication, coupled with a population explosion in the Levant that depleted resources, people turned to milking sheep, cows, and goats as a food source that utilizes grazing lands not suited for crops. Around the same time, pottery-making techniques are developed, thereby allowing humans to store milk, ferment it, and drain off whey. This development opened up the possibility of cheese-making. Sounds wild, right? Now let's fast forward to the process of making cheese today. It all starts with milk. Cow, goat, sheep, take your pick. The milk is pasteurized to kill off any unwanted bacteria. Then it's time to add some good bacteria and rennet, an enzyme that helps the milk coagulate. Once the milk has coagulated, it's cut into curds and whey. Remember Little Miss Muffet? Yep, she was on to something. The curds are then cooked and stirred, which helps them firm up. After that, the whey is drained off and the curds are pressed into molds. Now here's where it gets really interesting: aging. Some cheeses are aged for just a few weeks, while others can mature for years. The aging process allows the flavors to develop and intensify. Think of it as a fine wine, but cheesier. But what is the world's most bizarre cheeses? Let's start with the world's smelliest cheese of them all. Spoiler, it's not blue cheese. Blue cheese is any of a wide range of cheeses made with the addition of cultures of edible molds, which create blue-green spots or veins through the cheese. Limburger has it beat in the smell department. Limburger is a cheese that originated in the Hervé area of the historical Duchy of Limburg, which had its capital in Limbourg-sur-Vesdre, now in the French-speaking Belgian province of Liège. Limburger cheese is known for its spicy aroma, often described as earthy, mushroomy, and even somewhat reminiscent of feet. Limburger cheese is traditionally made from cow's milk, specifically the milk of Holstein cows. The cheese is especially known for its strong smell caused by the bacterium Brevibacterium linens, which causes the milk proteins to curdle and form a solid mass. This mass is then cut, drained, and pressed to remove excess moisture. The resulting curds are salted and aged to develop the characteristic flavors and texture found in Limburger cheese. During the aging process, the cheese is typically washed with a brine solution or other liquids like beer or wine. This washing contributes to the development of the cheese's distinct aroma and helps enhance the flavors. The length of aging can vary from a few weeks to several months, depending on the desired taste and texture. Limburger is a semi-soft and washed rind cheese. The taste can range from tangy and earthy to slightly nutty, depending on the age of the cheese. The texture is typically creamy and smooth, allowing the flavors to coat your palate with each bite. Limburger cheese pairs exceptionally well with robust flavors such as cured meats, pickles, and dark rye bread. Its bold characteristics make it an ideal accompaniment to charcuterie boards and cheese plates, adding a distinct and memorable element to any spread. Now for the world's most expensive cheese, comes from a very unusual milk, donkey milk called pulu. It is produced in the Zasavica Special Nature Reserve in Serbia from a breed of rare Balkan donkeys housed on a nature preserve in Zasavica. The same recipe has been used to produce puli since the 1700s. The donkeys must be milked by hand 3 times a day, and each milking yields little milk, less than a gallon a day from 15 animals. A single pound of cheese requires more than 3 gallons of milk. Donkey milk contains 60 times the vitamin C of cow's milk, but only 1% of the fat content. It is known for its health and beauty benefits, and Cleopatra is said to have bathed in it. Another reason why Pule cheese is different is its unique and strong flavor. This unusual cheese has a soft yet crumbly texture. Poulet cheese is known for its strong, pungent flavor and unique texture. The flavor is often described as that of young manchego, which is nutty and earthy, with a hint of saltiness. It has a tangy, slightly sour taste that is balanced by the rich, buttery flavor of the donkey's milk. It is often described as having a mild and clean flavor. But the texture of Poulet cheese is quite different. Instead of being a hard cheese, it is soft, crumbly, and dry. Think of it as being similar to feta or ricotta that has been strained for a longer period of time. However, if you're lucky enough to taste Poulet, you will find it has far more flavor. Are you ready? The price of cheese, around $600 a pound, but can reach $1,300 on the open market. This making it the world's most expensive cheese to date. Lastly, let's talk about casu marzu, known as maggot cheese. Is a traditional Sardinian cheese made from sheep's milk. What makes this cheese unique and somewhat controversial is the way it's aged. The cheese is left outside to allow cheese flies, Piophila casei, to lay eggs in it. These eggs then hatch into larvae, which consume the cheese and break down its fats, causing the cheese to ferment and giving it a soft, creamy texture. It is intense, unique, and has a strong, spicy flavor that lingers in the mouth. The truth is, the flavor can be quite overwhelming for those not accustomed to it. The taste has a resemblance of gorgonzola, but stronger, spicy, with a hint of bitterness. Casu marzu cheese is typically sliced into thin strips and paired with moistened Sardinian bread, also known as pane carasau. This helps balance the strong flavor of the cheese. When it comes to wine pairing, casu marzu pairs well with robust red wines. Chianti Classico, a rich and full-bodied red wine from Tuscany, is often recommended. However, other Sardinian red wines could be a good match as well. If you're looking to try casu marzu, could be very hard. Due to health concerns related to consuming live maggots, casu marzu is considered illegal by the European Union. However, it is still made and consumed in certain parts of Sardinia. The danger lies primarily in the fact that these maggots can survive the acidic environment of the human stomach after consumption. If ingested alive, they can burrow into the intestines, leading to a condition called myiasis, a parasitic infection caused by the larvae of certain species of flies. This condition can cause severe abdominal pain, nausea, and other complications. Moreover, Sardinian aficionados deem the cheese unsafe to eat when the maggots have died. This is because the death of the maggots could indicate that the cheese has become toxic. The best place to try casu marzu is on the Italian island of Sardinia, where it originates. However, due to its legal status, it's not typically available in regular markets or stores. You may need to connect with locals who can guide you to the right places. Different regions have their own unique takes on cheese. In France, you have Brie and Roquefort. Italy brings mozzarella and parmesan to the table, and let's not forget about the creamy cheddar from England. Each cheese tells a story of its origin, culture, and tradition. But why stop at just knowing how it's made? Cheese is incredibly versatile. You can melt it on pizza, layer it in lasagna, or simply enjoy it on a cracker with a glass of wine. The possibilities are endless. So next time you bite into a piece of cheese, remember you're not just tasting food, you're experiencing a piece of history. From ancient discoveries to modern-day gourmet delights, cheese has truly stood the test of time. Thanks for joining me on this cheesy adventure. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tasty trips through the culinary world. Until next time, stay cheesy.